Hello, this is Grace chatting, and I'm the founder of Relationship Academy, where we teach lessons that they didn't teach at school. And the lesson that I want to teach today is it's about connection. And the reason why I want to talk about connection is that many of the couples that I've seen, and I have seen thousands, tens of thousands of couples in the course of over 30 years working as a professional with individuals and couples and families. And one of the things that happens, and it's not anybody's fault, it's just one of those things that happen because people don't know to look out for it. And actually, if you're watching this, you will know to look out for it. And the thing that happens is that many couples, in spite of loving each other and caring about each other, what happens is they get busy with their lives, with their careers, their work, their family, their children, and striving to create homes and get promotion perhaps, and they just get busy. And often what happens after they've been married for maybe 7, 8, 9 years, they talk, you would have heard about the 7-year itch. What happens actually is that without them realizing it and without them noticing it, they become disconnected from each other because they are busy. They get busy with all the other things in life. So one of the things, then they start to have problems, and it's difficult for them to sort out their problems from the point of view of being disconnected. So you need to maintain your connection. Try not to lose the connection in the first place. But if you have lost connection with each other, and there's a kind of a loneliness about that, about being in a marriage or a partnership with somebody, and you no longer feel connected to them, you can feel very lonely. So that's one of the clues. So to put it right, here is a simple but very, very effective little technique for reinstating connection, and it's this. It's called the daily temperature reading, and it was created by a great family therapist, Virginia Satir, and she died just I think in the late 80s, but she made a huge contribution to the world of family therapy. And so she created what came to be known as the daily temperature reading. And it takes about 5 minutes a day to do this, or if you've got the time, you can take 10 minutes, but it's best kept short. It's one of those things. It's like in the morning you have a shower, you clean your teeth, and you clean your teeth because you want to keep your teeth, you don't want to lose them. And it's the same with a relationship. If you want to keep your relationship, you'll take this 5 minutes to do the daily temperature reading. And it can actually be done while you sit down together and have a cup of tea or coffee or breakfast. It doesn't have to take very long. And it is an exchange between the two of you. And I have put up on the website, you'll see in the resources, there is an image of the elements of the daily temperature reading, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. So it's an exchange of different things, starting with appreciation. So you will each tell each other something that you appreciate about the other one. For example, Alan and I do this every day, and I think it makes a huge difference to the day. So we will tell each other something we appreciate about each other, and you try to make it something different each day. And also it's aimed to not make it something that they do for you, but rather something that they are. So one of the things I most appreciate about Alan is I appreciate his kindness and what a caring man he is. And that's something I appreciate about him. So you exchange appreciations, because most couples don't ever appreciate each other. They may say thanks, but that can be a matter of courtesy, but they may mean thanks, but it's not the same as I appreciate you. So there's a quick exchange of appreciations. Then you move on to new information. And that can be anything. It can be something you've been reading about, a topic in a book. The last exchange I had with Alan, I was reading about the ways in which research is showing that our health can be affected by mould. Now that's a weird thing, but actually it was a piece of information that I shared with him, because what happens is when couples get together at first, they will often exchange all kinds of information with each other. It's a big component of getting to know each other is to exchange information. But when life gets busy, what happens is couples don't have time to tell each other these little bits of information, and they exchange it with somebody at work over the coffee break. They have those kind of chats. But it turns out that often work colleagues get to know more about that side of your partner than you do. So it's a way of just keeping up to date with each other and what you're currently interested in. So the third thing is puzzles. Is there anything that you're feeling puzzled about? No, it might be some of our friends are coming to stay next week. I'm just a bit puzzled. Do you know what time they're arriving? It can be anything that's going around in your head that you're just wondering about. It could be, can you tell me, what happened to the change out of that £50 I gave you? Yeah, it can just be anything that you're just puzzling about. But instead of carrying it around in your head, you exchange it with each other. And the next thing, which is a very important element, is requests. And it is an opportunity to ask for what you want. 7 times a week you have an opportunity to ask for what you want. And one of the good rules in a relationship, a bit of relationship wisdom if you like, is don't ever make a complaint, make a request. So for example, if your partner splashes their toothpaste on the bathroom mirror, instead of complaining about it and saying, I'm fed up with you getting that toothpaste all over the mirror, instead of complaining about it, you just make a request and you say, darling, I'd really like it if when you clean your teeth you wipe the mirror afterwards. And the deal is that you make reasonable requests and that you just go along with that without any discussion. The answer is yes, okay. So you do that exchange with each other. So it keeps a short rein on things that can be minor irritants or that can become major irritants. So that's requests. And then finally, the last thing is, what are your wishes and hopes for the day? And it might not be for the day. It might be that you've realised that you've always fancied climbing the Himalayas or visiting Machu Picchu or whatever. Just whatever wishes and hopes you have in life generally, or for that day it may be, I'm really hoping that I will get my assignment completed for today. Or whatever. So your partner knows what's going on for you and what it is that you want to achieve that day. And the nice thing at the end of it is that you can say, when you've exchanged these things with each other, that when you've finished your wishes and hopes, that you can say, is there any way I can help you with that? And so each of you go off into your day feeling appreciated, having learned something new about each other, settling anything that you were wondering about or puzzled about, having made requests to, organise anything that could have been bothering you, and also knowing and understanding each other's wishes and hopes for the day. So it's a great way of keeping connected, and if you do that every day, it really can make a huge difference to your relationship and your marriage, and I just think it's emotional hygiene for a couple. So I hope you've taken that lesson in. I hope you put it into practice and try to do it every day. If it's not possible for you with young children to do it in the morning, then do it in the evening. It's not quite so useful in the evening, but it's better to do it then than not to do it at all. And so I'm going to leave you with that now, and I hope you'll put it into practice, and I'd love to hear from you how you find it useful. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.